Hello everyone, I am Nabil Murad. I spend long hours working on Excel, creating tutorials or delivering courses. Sometimes I want to set a reminder that pops up in Excel to prompt me for doing something, like making a phone call, joining a meeting, sending an email, or maybe taking a medicine. So I created a pop-up reminder in Excel that beeps at the specified time, displays any message I want, and reads it aloud. Let me show you how it works. So if I go to the View tab, I created a special group and a special icon. I named it Remind Me for this functionality. If I click, I'll be triggering the functionality, and an input box pops up and asks me, what time would you like the reminder message to pop up? Right now it's 4:40 p.m., so I'm going to write 4:42 p.m. and then I hit OK. Another input box pops up asking me please enter the reminder message, so I'll be typing, it's time for a break, pause the recording and make a coffee. So I hit OK. I keep an eye on the time in the lower right corner of my screen. When it turns 4:42, my computer will beep, a message box will pop up, and it will read the message that I type.
It's time for a break. Pause the recording and make a coffee.
And here is the message box. I hit OK. I close the message box, and now I'll be creating this useful project from scratch and show you how to replicate it even if you have never used VBA before, by copying and pasting few lines of code that I'll put in the description below the video. So let's get started. This is a new blank Excel file, and I want to create a little code in VBA. You can simply copy and paste the code in the Visual Basic Editor. And to switch to the Visual Basic Editor, I hit Alt F11. My Visual Basic Editor opens. I'm going to maximize it, and here I need a module to create my code, so I click on the Insert menu and I select Module. Alternatively, I can use the shortcut Alt-IM. In the new module, I'll be declaring two variables at the module level before creating my subroutine. The first variable is named Alarm. Dim alarm as double, so it allows decimals. The second variable is named Message, dim message as string because it's text. And then I hit enter and I start creating my subroutine, and I'll name it Pop-up Reminder. Any subroutine starts with the keyword sub, so I'll be typing sub Pop-up Reminder. I open and close bracket, and then I hit enter. The word sub turns blue, and sub has been added. And between the sub and end sub, I'll be writing my subroutine. I'll be declaring a variable at the subroutine level, and I'll call it when. Dim when as string. I hit enter, and I start creating a conditional if statement. If the alarm variable is 0, then we want to do a few things. I will assign a value to the when variable, and this value will be through an input box that will be collecting user input. When equals input box, and in brackets in double quotes, I type the message that will appear in the input box. What time would you like the reminder message to pop up? I hit enter, and then I add a second conditional statement assuming that the user didn't provide anything or the user typed anything other than time. If when does not equal blank and when does not equal false, then what would you like to do? I want to assign a value to the second variable, message. This value will be in a second input box collecting inputs from the user. Message equals input box, and in brackets in double quotes, I type whatever I want to appear in the input box. Please enter the reminder message. I hit enter, and assuming that I get an error in the next step, So I want to provide an error handler. On error, resume next. I hit enter, and now I want to give a second value to the alarm based upon what the user provided in the input box. Alarm equals date plus time value of when. Whatever the user provides for the when will be added to the date, and that will be the set alarm. I hit enter, and now I want to disable the error handler, so I type on error go to 0. I hit enter. I'll be using the onTime method for triggering the subroutine, so I type application.onTime space alarm, the variable alarm. What do you want to do at that time? Well, I want to trigger the subroutine pop-up reminder. But now, because the alarm has a value, it will not go to the beginning of the if statement. It will go to an else part of the if statement. So I type and if for the second if statement and else for the first if statement. Now when I trigger the subroutine pop-up reminder, because alarm has a value based upon the user input, it will go directly to the else portion. What do you want to happen? I want it to beep. I want to read the message and display the message box. So the first action will be beeping. The second action, application.speech.speak space message. This is the message variable. Then the application will read whatever the user provided in the message input box, and then it will display the message box. To prepare for running the code another time, I want to clear the message variable and I want to clear alarm variable. So I type message equals double quote, alarm equals 0, and then I close the if statement with an end if, and I close the subroutine end sub, and I finished creating my code. Let's test it. So I'm going to close my Visual Basic editor to go back to Excel. To be able to use the subroutine from within Excel, I need to add it to the ribbon, so I'll be customizing my ribbon. And to do that, I need to open the Excel Options dialog box, so I click on the File tab and click on Options. Alternatively, you can use the shortcut Alt-FT, and I select Customize Ribbon. I select the View tab and expand it. Select the last option, Macros, and I would like to add another group below Macros, so I click on New Group. I want to rename the custom group, so I click on Rename, and I'm going to name it Reminder. I hit OK, and then I would like to add the macro to this group, so from the top left drop list, I click on the down arrow and select Macros. Here is the only macro I have, so I select it and hit Add, and it will be added to the group. I want to rename it, give it a user-friendly name, and give it a nice icon, so I click on Rename. This dialog box opens, and I'm going simply to add a space between pop-up and reminder, and I'll be assigning this alarm icon, and then I hit OK, and then I hit OK to close the Excel Options dialog box. If I go to the View tab, here is the new group. It has been added, and now I want to test it. Right now it's 5 p.m., so I'm going to click on this icon for the pop-up reminder, and I want my reminder to be triggered at 5:02, so I'll be typing 5:02 p.m. and I hit OK. Now I want to provide the message, and the message will read, take 2 pills of the medicine and measure your blood pressure. I hit OK for the message and keep an eye on the time in the lower right corner of my screen. When it's 5:02, you will hear a beep. The message will be read aloud, and you will see the message box.
Take 2 pills of the medicine and measure your blood pressure.
I hit OK and I want to test it one last time. So I click on the pop-up reminder. This time I want to trigger it at 5:03. And the message will be, did you subscribe to my channel? The best is yet to come.
Did you subscribe to my channel? The best is yet to come.
I hit OK. Thanks for watching and see you next time.